Joanna has won multiple Lindy Hop and Boogie Woogie World Championships, but what was her support from home? And how was her first experience at Herräng Dance Camp? And what was her first reaction to Hasse and Marie? Let's find out. Hey Joanna, thank you for joining this interview.
I thank you for inviting me.
Could you tell us, how did you become interested in dancing?
I think it was a long time ago, and I guess, or I know it was my mom who put me into dance school for kids, and I think I was around maybe 6, and yeah, I was dancing because she loved dancing, so I went to that, and then in maybe 2 years later, it turned out to be couple dancing, like the Swedish Bug. I got into the Swedish Bug, and I got a partner, and from that, it just continued to become more dancing and dancing and dancing.
Okay, so what was the first 2 years? That was solo dancing?
It was more like what kids do. They run around like try to figure out how to be on the beat to music, and you are a little butterfly and whatever you turn out to be. So yeah, I guess the first year was, I don't remember it, but I know that my mom told me it's more like running around.
Okay.
Having fun. Yes.
Nice. So then at 8 years old, you started to compete in Bug?
Yes. I guess I started when I was 7 with couple dancing with the Swedish Bug, and my first competition I was 8. And in the Swedish Dance Federation, there's when you compete, there's the 5 dances. So it's Bug, it's Boogie Woogie, it's Lindy Hop, it's Double Bug, and it's Rock and Roll, acrobatic Rock and Roll. So I tried all of them, and but after a while you realize you don't have possibility to practice all of them, and you get pretty exhausted to compete in all of them. And especially if you have different partners, it gets even harder. But so therefore it turned out to be more Boogie Woogie and Lindy Hop, and in 98, I think, yes, 98, we got into the Swedish national team in Boogie Woogie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're more focused on the Boogie Woogie than anything else. It took a lot of time to compete and practice, and yes, camps and everything.
So why did the Lindy Hop and Boogie Woogie stick out compared to the other 3?
I think at the very first time, I didn't really like the Lindy Hop because I didn't like the music, and I was only used to listen to the Lindy Hop music that we had on the competitions, which was not very fun to listen to. And that's when everyone took a break and went out for coffee or whatever they wanted to. But then we went to Herräng Dance Camp, and we took Boogie Woogie classes at Herräng, and then a few years later we started teaching Boogie Woogie classes
in Herräng.
Yes, and then after that we got more into the Lindy Hop, because then we took classes while we were there teaching. We also took classes in Lindy Hop at Herräng, and then after a couple of years we were brave enough to take the step out to Folkets house and actually dance upstairs, because the Boogie Woogie floor was downstairs at Dansbanan, and upstairs it was Lindy Hop. So it took a couple of years to get there, but we got there after a while, and then we realized this is pretty fun, and after that we're stuck.
Yeah, okay. And by we you mean you and Henric?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So a couple of years you hadn't social danced Lindy Hop at all, though, for the first 3 years?
No, like we were just competing, so we only knew our choreo. We knew that it was called swing out. We knew it was called a circle, but we didn't really realize how we were doing them. So it took a while for us to. But since we had the Boogie Woogie in, which is a lot of social dancing, it's leading and following. we found out that, oh, this is even possible in the Lindy Hop,
Okay.
which was for us in the beginning, and we just choreo danced.
Yeah.
But then we realized, oh, okay, so you are actually able to to dance with different people, and you can just social dance. But we didn't know how. But we learned in Herräng. We learned.
Nice. In Herräng you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
But what year was this?
Oof. Maybe I don't know, 2001, 2, 3, maybe.
Okay. But then you had,
Yeah.
if my memory serves correctly, you had been to at least one Swedish championships in Lindy Hop and won, right?
Yes, I guess so. I don't. Yeah. You.
I think the first one was 01 or 2000, the Junior
Yeah.
World Championships.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But then we were just we had our choreo. We knew how
Well,
to do it. So.
but still, being the Swedish champion in Lindy Hop without having social danced, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And yeah, depending on what you compare to. Yes.
But I saw that you competed in Lindy Hop, the Swedish championships, 5 times, and you have 5 gold medals to show for.
Yeah. You have more. You know more than me, actually. I know that we won, but yes, maybe is it 5 times?
It's 4 years, but 1 year you had the team as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How does that work? What's the team Lindy Hop?
Then it's not just Lindy Hop. It's the 5 dances.
Okay.
And it's a team from your club, what you belong to, and you can choose to be a part of with all the 5 dances, or you can have 4 or 3 dances, but you need to. I think it's need to be at least 6 people in the team.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I think we did the Lindy Hop, and then it was someone else doing the boogie, and so you try to create like a team, but everyone is competing in each dance, and then the scores in every dance turn out to be a team score.
So it's not like a team choreography. It's you compete individually.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like a regular competition, but you just the team thing is about all the 5 dances.
Okay. So when did you become dance partner with Henric, and how did that happen?
We got to dance together in '97, and that's been we knew each other for a very long time, and we were dancing in the same dance club in Västerås. And he had his partners in different dances, and I had my partners in different dances. But then our what do you call it, trainer, she put us together in the boogie, and then we started to practice boogie. And we went to the Swedish championship. Our first was in '97, I think. And from that, we got into the national team, and then we just continue. So it's our, we can thank our teacher for putting us together and for doing all this.
Yeah. And was that Hasse and Marie that were your teachers?
No, not at that time.
Okay.
It's a local teacher here from Västerås. But of course, after that, after we got into the Swedish national team, we got to know Hasse, Marie, and Jessica, and Kenneth and Helena, and they were the stars. So when we finally got to meet them and had camps together with them, we were Star Trek by, that's Hasse and Marie. And I still remember that Hasse asked us something. Our first camp together, Hasse asked us something, and I still remember that I was like, he asked us a question.
Nice.
So yes.
Okay, so how was it going from practicing in the local club to practicing for Hasse and Marie and Kenneth and Helena and the likes?
I think after a while, we realized that our teacher in Västerås couldn't bring us what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to go to Stockholm and practice together with Hasse, Marie, and Jessica, and all of them. And Kenneth and Helena was not really there at that time. It was more Hasse and Marie. But then after a while, we realized that, well, the Stockholm club had more to give us than the club from Västerås. So then we switched to started competing for the Stockholm club.
Okay. So did you move there, or did you just go there on a weekly basis to train?
We went there, I think, 2 or 3 times a week from Västerås.
Okay.
So, and we were still in school, so our parents had to drive us back and forward to do this. So yes, they got very happy when we got our driver license, though, and we could go by ourselves.
Yeah,
And
I
us
bet.
too.
But they were the ones who got you into dancing, right?
Yes. I don't know about my mom got me into dancing, and my dad, after a while, he was the one who was more interested in the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he might be the more competitive of the two of them. Mom is more for the social side, and my dad is more for the competing side. So when he realized that, she has something to do in the competition, he got more interested in my way of dancing.
Okay. So they both got something out of you starting to dance.
I guess so. I think so.
That's nice.
They've seen a lot of gymnastic halls in Sweden. And yeah.
So what's the most fun story you have from your competition career in boogie and Lindy Hop?
Oh, wow.
Some behind the scenes thing that people don't know about.
That's a tricky one. Oi, oi, oi. I guess like the competition itself, from when we started to now, it's very different. It's very fun to be at the competition. But I can't say that the competition itself is the thing that keeps you there. It's more the practice around it, and to be around people that are in the same boat as you. They're still they are also competing, but when you do it together like a group, that's very fun. And we have a lot of stories, but I don't really know which one. And I guess because we stopped competing 2007, we stopped competing, and we got the kids and blah blah blah, but we never stopped or left the competition world.
No.
So we went to competition just to be around the people that we usually were around. And in 2012 we went into the Swedish national team as coaches.
Okay.
So in boogie, so we took care of them, and that's also a very fun part of the competition. And then we realized that we missed competing, so we started again.
Did you stop being coaches when you started competing again?
Yes, we stopped. We were still around them, but we were not the national team coaches. And we wanted to do that because we are, I don't know, 10, 12 years older than them. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to see if we could still be there or if we were too old.
And were you?
Some competitions we still had it, and some competitions they won. But then you are happy because then you have practiced and trained them to be very good. So yes. You're happy in that way as well.
Yes. I listened to an interview with you after, I think it was 2018 Swedish Championships.
Oh, yes.
The first time you did the 35 plus.
Yes.
And you said that you were regardless if you won or someone else won, you would be still very happy for them.
Yeah. Of course you want, it's not about the winning. I think it's more about to make your practice into real life, competition life, and to be happy and satisfied of what you were doing on that floor for that 1.5 minutes. I think it's more about that. And if you win, of course, it's a plus. But if you turn out to be something else, but still have that feeling of what have that feeling of what you were doing, if you're satisfied with that, that could still keep you, because it's so weird with the competition and the judges and political things. So it's hard to say, and to, of course, you get a little bit sad when you're there because you want to win, but still you are more like, okay, I will keep on fighting for the next one. But I'm happy with my what we did, and for us, maybe it's more worth that people actually come to us afterwards and say, hey, I got happy to see you dancing, or whatever it could be, than had that trophy. Yeah.
I most often get very happy seeing you dance, so that's very nice.
Thank you.
But how often after a competition do you walk off the dance floor feeling that you're satisfied with your performance?
Well, if you have a choreo, it's easier, I think, to because then you know I did the right thing. But when you're social dancing, well, it's harder because you don't. You have a feeling, but you don't know what it looks like. So when you can see it on video, you understand, okay, should I be happy with because the feeling was one thing, but what I see could be another thing. So I'm maybe 20%. I'm happy with my thing. And of course, you always want to go higher and higher and reach higher and be more, and that's hard. That's tricky. So
I guess you have inherited your father's competitiveness.
In one way, yes. But if I compare me and Henric, he's more competitive than me.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes, I'm more about I think more about the feeling, and he's more about the competing thing, especially when we are competing.
But when you, in some competitions, you social dance.
I would say it's more, it's just the Lindy that had this choreo and the social.
Okay.
All the other dances are social dance.
Okay, even boogie?
Yes.
Okay.
Even boogie. You could have your set like 4/8, but I as a follower have no clue when this should happen. It's in Henric's head, I hope.
Because that was my next question. In the social dance competitions, it seems like sometimes you have small bits of choreo that are picked from your larger choreo. Is that true?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. But as I don't know. When we can practice to listen to the music and find out how many 8s are left. What could we put? This sequence is 2/8 sequence. Okay, that fits in this music right now. But if you have 5 of these 2/8 counts sequences, well, then I don't really know which one it is. So then that's why it's a lot of leading and following still in it.
But if there is a 2/8 choreo with something that is like a jazz sequence or something that's really hard to lead, how do you know which one it is? Is it the first 8 count that is, okay, after this move we always do this, or does he whisper something, or?
It could. Most of the time is the setup. It's like the 8 before. He's not talking to me, but he's set up with either we decide that if we do this special swing out thing, I know after that one it would be this 2/8 sequence coming up. So it is a short setup for the whole thing.
How does that feel as a follower, having to memorize a bunch of choreographies but still following and going in and out between those during the competition?
Oh yeah, I never thought about it. I think it's just I'm used to it. So right now I don't. But then of course in the sequence, if we have a solo Charleston thing, I will add my own way of doing it. So it's just that I know, okay, I have 2/8 to do whatever I want to. So no, I think for me it's just I'm used to it. So it's hard for me to say that I don't like it or like it. But of course, I could add things. Um, like when you social dance Lindy Hop or whatever you do, you can add your own footwork or whatever you want to. So I'm not stuck in something. It's more like, okay, now I know it's this 2/8 counts coming up.
Yeah.
I have these 2/8 counts, and we're planning to do. Do I want to follow and hit 5, 6, 7, 8, or do I want to do something else? So.
Okay. Do you ever challenge Henric in competitions and in the solo parts or something, doing something that he doesn't expect, and see how he reacts?
Maybe not by purpose. I might do it because I feel something right there and right now, but not in purpose to put him on a bad spot. Because you always want your partner to look good.
Yeah, but not on a bad spot maybe, but on a creative spot.
Yeah, I guess I've done it, and you never know. Sometimes you might fall or you might step or something, and then you just have to. The show must go on, so you just keep on doing something, and so you learn. You just learn to keep on dancing and keep on focusing on.
Do you have any examples of that?
I remember our first competition in Boogie Woogie abroad. I think we were in Germany or something. And that was our first competition, our first World Cup in the junior class. And I think it was in the semi-final. We did something and I fell on his foot. So I was down on the floor. And I don't know what I was doing, but obviously I was doing something. And when we went out of there, a girl came up to me and she was like, "Oh, that was a cool move." I was like, "Well, yes, perfect." And I think I've done the same thing in a Swedish competition as well. I fell and then I did something on the floor. Yeah. And which I think people also appreciate because they know, since it's not choreo but still a little bit choreo dance, people know. So when unexpected things is happening and people find a good solution for it, the audience get crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most fun part.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most fun part.
Yeah. In the Swedish championships and those competitions alike, do all the competitors have small bits of choreo that they stick into the social dance?
Yeah, most of them. Then some people don't like it, and some people like it a lot and have a lot of more of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's so it's depending. You don't have to have it, but we still need to follow the rules, and the rule says that you should add things that fits to the music and follow the music structure and blah 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 blah. And to make it easier, you make this short sequences to hit all these eights, whatever. In Sweden, where I think the judges and the dancers are more open-minded with the music, and you don't have to start on one after a break, blah blah blah. You don't have to start with step. You can start on a triple step, but if you go outside Sweden and compete on a World Cup, they think the opposite.
Okay.
They want it to be more like set, because then it makes it easier for the judges to to judge.
Okay.
And for me, that's a little bit boring. But you fell into that as well.
Okay.
So.
But if you compare that mindset and so with maybe the way the competitors judge and the competitors having small bits of choreography, and comparing that to the like ULHC and ILHS and those competitions, is it a big difference, or how do you compare them?
I would say it's a big difference.
Okay.
And I would say that in WRRC, they are more into, which is the World Federation of dancing. They are more into all this, or my feeling is that they are more into the rules, that we should follow the rules and blah 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 blah. And it feels, sometimes I get the feeling of that the rules are telling the dancers how to dance.
Okay.
If I could compare that to ILHC or ALHC or whatever, it feels more that the dancers are telling, this is what we want to dance to right now, which I like to watch a bit more. Because then I can get the feeling of that this is dancing and not this is how you should do it, because there's so many ways how to do things. So it's two different worlds, but it's in one way, obviously, since we've been dancing and competing for that long, I like both of them, more or less.
When you win.
Yeah, when I win.
Thanks for watching part 1 of this 3-part interview with Joanna. In part 2, she will talk about dance samba with me, how to keep the motivation going when practicing for as long as she has, the Swedish Heroes, and of course Troff. So like and subscribe so you don't miss that. And other than that, happy training.